one and all. Good evening, children. Welcome to the e-learning classes. Today we are going to discuss children 10th class social studies, paper 2, 21st chapter, movement for the formation of Telangana. This is a very important chapter, children, from the examination point of view. And today's our topic for this class, children, it is about all the different agitations. 1969 agitation, 1990, and then followed by the various movements, children, that led to the formation of Telangana. So let us start first with the 1969 agitation. 1969. Just now in the previous class, children, we discussed about gentleman's agreement, the terms and conditions of gentleman's agreement that was signed in the year 1956. What happened that after 13 years, 12 to 13 years of time period, an agitation started, children, in Telangana. It was because of the discontent, not satisfied. Telangana people, they were not at all satisfied, children, in the way the gentleman agreement was implemented. So it was like a discontent over a non-implementation of gentleman's agreement, children. People were not happy and they found that the gentleman agreement was not properly implemented. What were the reason? On what basis we can say that the gentleman's agreement was not properly implemented? So there were three reasons were there, children. First, the diversion of surplus revenue from Telangana to other region of the state. The first reason behind this dissatisfaction, children, among the people of Telangana, that what the surplus income, extra revenue the Telangana government, the Telangana was getting, children, that was diverting to the Rayalaseema and especially to the coastal Andhra. That means income of Telangana is diverting to the other regions of the state. That is the first reason. Second one, discrimination in employment in government sector. It was found that as in the gentleman's agreement, it was clearly mentioned that for the sake of government services, only the local people, according to the Mulki rules, they were getting the job opportunities. But in this one, it was found that they were showing a discrimination, differences in providing the employment to the government sector. Okay. Third one, granting of domicile status to coastal Andhra. Domicile, children, it means legal residence. Granting the legally the residence to the coastal Andhra people, and through that residence, children, the coastal Andhra people were used to getting, children, all the job facilities and also admissions in the colleges. So these were the three reasons, children, in the year 1969, the agitations were started, children, and soon after what happened, it was spread like a fire in the forest. Many people organized themselves into the many movements, and especially in this movement, children, the students of Usmania University of Hyderabad, they played a very important role. These students, they came forward, they did protests, marches, agitations, rallies, fastings, and many times these students, they had a clash with the police also. And it was according to the the record, it is mentioned that, children, nearly about 370 students, the people, they lost their lives in this Telangana movement. 370 students and many people, they lost their life in the Telangana movement. Then what happened after this, all this dissatisfaction, at the same time, many leaders, they started forming various organization, and under this one, children, one of the organization one of the Telangana organization was formed, children, by the name Telangana Praja Samiti. One of the organization was formed, children, by the name Telangana Praja Samiti, and this Telangana Praja Samiti, children, was specially work for the formation of separate state. So what was that, children? Telangana Praja Samiti was formed, children. Okay, Telangana Praja Samiti was formed, and this Samiti, children, worked for the formation of Telangana state. Okay, this Samiti worked for the formation of Telangana state. Then when this Telangana Samiti was formed and when the students of Osmania University, they came forward and they had a clash with the police and their movement was very strong. At the same time, from Andhra, there was a counter movement to this agitation. From Andhra, the students of Andhra, okay, they too started the movement, children. In which year? In the year 1972. A counter movement was started, children, from the Andhra by the name Jai Andhra movement. By the name Jai Andhra movement. What was this Jai Andhra movement, children? This was a movement where the people of Andhra, they demanded for more facilities in coastal Andhra and for the abolition of Mulki rules. Okay, that is, this was that for the removal of the Mulki rules. So when this type of movements were started at the Telangana by the Osmania University and also Jai Andhra movement at the Seemandhra, children, then it was a problem to the central government to maintain peace. Then what happened? In the year 1973, central government, point it out, children, central government, it formulated nearly 6 points. 6 points formula, children, was formulated by central government. Okay, so what was this 6-point formula? What was this 6-point formula, children? So the 6-point formula was assuring that the government job will be given to the local people only. The first assurance. The second one, educational opportunities will be expanded to all. Central University will be established at the capital Hyderabad. Central University, where the students from Andhra and Telangana, they can join, they can study, children, a central university. Mulki rule and regional council to be dropped. And not only this one, children, beside this one, all the areas of the state of Andhra Pradesh will be treated as one, children. So these are some of the points of 6-point formula. Let me to write all these things for you. Maybe you may get as for the 2 marks or for the 4 marks, children, in the examination. So what are the 6 points formula? Let me to write. These are the 6 points formula, children, that was formulated by the central government. According to this one, priority of government employment, that means priority of government job, should be given to the local people. Okay. Educational opportunities to be expanded in all the areas of Telangana. One central university to be established at Hyderabad so that all the students from various areas, they can join this university. And then Mulki rules and regional council to be dropped, to be cancelled, and all the areas of Andhra Pradesh to be treated as one. This was the 6 points formula, children, that was formulated by the central government. Then what happened? Due to this one, children, there was a growing discontent in Telangana. Growing discontent in Telangana. I hope it is clear, children. Growing discontent, children, means growing dissatisfaction, children, in Telangana was more. People now, they thought that it's better to have for a separate state instead of all these problems. They should have a separate state. Okay, so now our next topic is growing discontent. Growing discontent in Telangana. So, what is this growing discontent in Telangana, children? So, during the gentleman's agreement, many points, key points like regional councils were not implemented. Whereas, in the year, now what was the reason of dissatisfaction, children? What was the reason of dissatisfaction among the people of Telangana? During the period of 1956 to 1990, this period, under the 5 years planning period in Andhra Pradesh, children, complete Andhra Pradesh, in the planned economy, it was found that completely many activities that took place in Andhra Pradesh. Planned economy, many activities took place in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so in Andhra Pradesh, now we can see, children, why the people were dissatisfied. They were not satisfied. So the first one, children, many dams were constructed, children, in Andhra Pradesh. Many dams were constructed in Andhra Pradesh, and with these dams, what happened, children? canal irrigation was made very possible. Then not only this one, not only dams, children, irrigation facilities like canals, and power projects means generation of electricity were started, children, were established, children, in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, these were only done, doing in the Andhra Pradesh. Then vast mining was also done in the Andhra Pradesh, followed by industrial complexes were opened. Many industrial complexes were opened, children, in Andhra Pradesh. Then large number of universities were established. Large number of universities were established, children, in Andhra Pradesh. So see the children, all the different development and not only that, after 1990, importance were given to the information technology. Okay, so with this one, children, what happened? Andhra Pradesh was completely developed. All these things were absent, were not there in Telangana. What was the, children? During the plan period from 1956 to 1990, Andhra Pradesh were developed. Many dams were constructed in Andhra Pradesh. Irrigation by canals, power projects, generation of electricity were initiated. Mining was started in a vast way. Industrial complexes were opened. Large number of universities, technical institutes were opened in Andhra Pradesh. And after 1990, IT industry was also established, children. Then what happened? It was found that all these things are not there in Telangana. Development was seen uneven. It was not equal in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. When the agriculture sector through this irrigation and the dams and all these things, children, were done, children, in the Andhra Pradesh, it was found that Telangana was very much behind in all these developments. How we can say that Telangana was behind in all these developments, children? We are discussing why there was people was not satisfied in Telangana. Okay, so beside this one, so in case of irrigation, okay, so the total cropped area in Telangana was less compared to Andhra Pradesh. Okay, the total cropped area in Telangana was less compared to the Andhra Pradesh. Beside this one, what we can find in case of irrigation in Telangana, there was a well irrigation, children, irrigation by well, whereas in Andhra Pradesh the irrigation was done by canals. Well irrigation means well also depends on the groundwater. In case of the lack of rainfall, groundwater also get decreased, children. So farmers, what they had to do, children? The farmers, they spend a lot of money in digging the wells. The farmers, they spent lot on digging the wells. They had taken a lot of investment, lot of loans, children, in digging the wells. Okay, whereas here in Andhra Pradesh, by the help of canal, irrigation was good. And when the farmers of because of this one, the farmers of Telangana, their income, total income, children, from the agriculture was increased to 11,800 per person, whereas here it is hardly, children, we can say as about 10,000. The income was 11,800, whereas for Telangana, children, it is only 10,000, children. Okay, then beside this one, children, agricultural labors. The labors of Telangana, it was 47%, children. The labors also increased in Telangana to 47%, whereas the labors increased in Andhra Pradesh is only 1%. What are you finding, children, the differences? Telangana is very far back whereas Andhra Pradesh is developed one, children. Okay, so what happened in the case of the drought? Whenever the drought, famine, like Karuvu Paristiti, whenever this type of problem occurred, children, the farmers of Telangana, they suffered a lot. So their wells get dried up. So again they took more money, much loan, children, to dig this bore well more deeper, and for that they had taken a big amount of loan. But unable to pay those loans, it was found during those period hundreds of farmers, they committed suicide, children, in Telangana. In Telangana, hundreds of farmers committed suicide because of unable to get the loan first or unable to pay the loan, children. So we can find farmer suicides were more in Telangana comparing to the Andhra. So what we find, children, is it not enough for us to find it out why the people of Telangana were not what you call satisfied with this, why they started the movement of Telangana? Because of all these reasons, the people of Telangana, they were not happy. So beside, is there any other reasons, children, that we can say that the people of Telangana were not happy? Yes, in case of education now. In case of education now, let us look after the education. The total literacy rate of Telangana, children, it was 53%, whereas the literacy rate of Andhra Pradesh, it was 63%. There were more English medium educated people were there. Okay, then the total colleges of Telangana, children, the total colleges in Telangana, 159 colleges were there, children, in Telangana, whereas it is 181 colleges were there in the Andhra Pradesh. Then the total grant means, children, the donations, what we can say, the government tried to support to improve the education. The total grant that was given to the Telangana schools and the colleges were 93 crores. 93 crores, whereas for Andhra Pradesh 224 crores. See, how much we are back, children. Because of this only the strong Telangana movement were started. Okay, beside this one, in education, what was there? Children, during that time the culture of Telangana was forgotten. The language of Telangana was not given importance. In all the books of the students related to schools, colleges, university level children, all the Andhra Pradesh great leaders stories were only there. There were no description about Telangana leaders. There were no description about Telangana culture. There were no description about Telangana history, Telangana monuments, nothing. All the books were filled with only Andhra Pradesh related things only. So what happened? Even what happened besides this one, the rich people of the Andhra Pradesh, they invested in the Telangana. They used to purchase the lands, children, in Telangana. So by looking all these things, the people now, they got what you call tense. They thought that what will happen to their culture, what will happen to their what you call language, what will happen to their education. In all the cases, people of Telangana was back, children, was very backward. This was one of the reason, and the people, they hope that if suppose the Telangana state, new state will form, they will get a good opportunities in each and every areas, and they will develop. Even the small people, the people, those who do know, the barbers, washermen, tribal people, also they hope, children, that at least if new state will form, they will get justice in all the areas. So because of this only, children, there was a discontent, means dissatisfaction among the people of Telangana related to the gentleman's agreement, and that's why they demanded, children, for a separate state. So I hope it is clear. Now, the next topic for us is movements in 1990. The next topic related to this one, children, the movements in 1990. So 1990, which movements were there, children, in Telangana? We have to discuss, children. Movements of 1990. Okay, so our topic is movements of 1990. 1990 movements of Telangana. 1990 movements of Telangana. So what happened in the year 1990, 1991? Economic Economic liberalization. Economic liberalization was started, children, in our state also. This was started throughout the country, in our state also. Because of that, what happened? There was a rise in prices of inputs. What was the inputs? Like fertilizers, prices were raised. Like pesticides prices were raised, children, in Telangana. Beside that one, the power, the electricity charges were also increased, children, in Telangana. Due to this one, what happened, children? The farmers, they suffered a lot. And that turned as unable to purchase all these things. Already there was a burden of loan for going on digging the well. Most of the farmers, they committed suicides. Okay, many people, they turned without any job. At that time, children, there are some of the castes like Tudam Debba, Lambadi, Yurukela Karru. They started demanding for the various needs. Then there was movement started at the tribal level, children. Tribal movement was started, children, to protect their, what he called, survive, to further survive. They started the movement called as Jal, Jungle and Zameen. People, they understood, tribal people, their water conservation, water is a problem now for them. If this type of things goes on, the water shortage will be there. Jungle deforestation were going on, started by the rich people of Andhra Pradesh. They were completely exploiting the resources of Telangana. And Zameen, they were purchasing the lands and building their properties. Then this movement was started, children. Jal, Jungle and Zameen. That is water, forest and land. To save this water, forest and land. Who were the people, children? Here it was found that the toddy trappers, sheep rearing peoples, weaving, fishing, everyone, children, these were the people. They thought that yes, it is a need to save all these things. Then afterwards, in the year 1989, Telangana Information Trust was established, was formed. This was an information trust to give the information to the people of Telangana related to their, what he called, injustices done in the Telangana. Then what happened? November 1st, 1996. 1st of November 1996. Okay, this day was celebrated as Telangana. This day was celebrated, children, as Telangana Vidroham Divas. Vidroham Divas. And this was celebrated, children, by Professor Jai Shankar. You heard this name, children? Professor Jai Shankar, a very eminent personality who had taken this movement very far, children. So this was a movement, children, 1996, Telangana Vidroha Dinam. We can say as Dinam, not Divas, we can say as Dinam, was celebrated, children, by Professor Jai Shankar. Children, okay, and give rise to demand, and these Professor Jai Shankar and the others demanded for a new formation of a new state. And because of this one, children, many different organizations were formed, children. The organizations by the name, many organizations were formed, children, during this by the name, children, Telangana Janasabha. Many organizations were formed, children. Telangana Janasabha. Okay, in the year 1997, this was the first one, Janasabha, children, followed by Telangana Mahasabha. Telangana Mahasabha. This was also in the year 1997, children. This was facilitated the movement, children, for the weaker section for the formation of state. And the very good important thing is that in this movement, all the Telangana employees, teaching staff, non-teaching staff, gazetted officers, non-gazetted officers, every one of them, they started, children, holding seminars, holding dharnas, marches, rallies, and conducting dhoom dhams. What is dhoom dham? We'll discuss in next class. So in this way, children, the very grandly everything was organized, children, movement was organized, and awareness was created among the minds of the people that what was the injustices done to them by the Andhra Pradesh people, by the Andhra Pradesh in the name of gentleman's agreement. Okay, that led to the formation of a very strong party and a very strong leader who took this movement forward and make this movement successful. So I think this is clear to all of you, whatever we discussed today. Okay, so read the lesson, children, compulsorily, and compulsorily read the lesson, go through my video. Okay, and if any other resources is available to you, go through it. So with this, I conclude my this class, children. We will meet with the next class with Telangana Rashtra Samiti, TRS party, and the strong leader K. Chandrasekhar Rao, and how the Telangana is achieved. That is the last, what you call, the topic of this lesson. So with this, we completed 60% of lesson. So hope it is clear to all of you. So thank you one and all. Thank you, children.